This who come out with a bang. Coach Minzy. Best round here. Remember that.
All right, people, welcome back to the show. It's the weekend triple treat, and we hope that it will be a treat tonight because people, we're not gonna hesitate, we get right into it, people. May Allah drop the link from early, and may Allah pin the link from early. The phone line open, every single thing. You get what me I say? So we have set the stage early. We're up for a good show. We want to pack everything in 2 hours. You get what me I say? So big up everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video, share the content, subscribe to the channel so that you can become a part of the Coach's Desk family. Yeah, man. Everything set. Everything carpa set. You get what me I say? 3 points in the bag. Boys are happy. They are not complacent. The fans are happy. Fans still not happy. Yet they're happy. You get what me I say? But big up to all the early persons that are on. Come on, big up yourself. So people, hit the phone line right away. We're not even an itch. Hit the phone line right away. Jason in the building. Big up yourself, Jason. Bro man security in the building. The next game is gonna be Sunday, bro man security. So tomorrow we're gonna be doing the preview and talk up the bag of things and see if we can drop the start in 11. You get what me I say? So Nitro is in the building, Ali is in the building, Capo is in the building, Fresh God, big up yourself. And the one Blake about me see him, Yeah man, me see Blake, man. Blake a go on and a hide around corner. But we see him. Big up to Chile. Paul Watkins. Big up yourself. You don't know no people. Weekend triple treat. First night of the triple treat. Yeah, man, I'm a construction glass tonight. So we're gonna construct some things. But people, me just want to get this out there. Listen, vloggers, they're gonna come at us. Yeah, they are going to come at us because of some of the things or some of the questions that are asked in the comments in the press conference. They're gonna be coming at us. Yeah. So I don't know what we're going to do. I guess if we have a bridge, we can run the question them by and all of these things. And somebody that is very objective, we probably can do it. But they're gonna come at us, and I'm telling you from now. They are going to dash us some of it. Yeah, man, I'll be included, man. Them are dash away. If we not pull up with socks, them are gonna dash away. Me I tell you no. If you notice, from what I've heard, there's no other, what you call it, no online forums or creators are in the CONCACAF press conference. That's what I heard. But if we not pull up with socks, they are going to throw us away, dash away. You get what I say? Public enemy number one. You see what I say? Them want to get rid of us. Them want to get rid of us out of the press conference. I don't know if we ask the tough questions. I don't know if they don't like the questions where we are asked. I don't know if the questions they are insinuating things, but just temper it, people. Whoever year to year make him here now, because I don't want to it be a case when press conference and we are look for link, we not get no link. You get what I say? We want it keep at a level and make the people them don't believe that we content Reggae Boyz content creators no sensible. You get what I say? So I don't know what is happening, but me just bring the message, Don't blame the messenger. let us just be mindful. Let us just be tactful in whatever we do as we go into these press conference. You get what I say? A good while now, I ask the question, you know. And it's not that I heard something before. But, and I've seen in comment sections where after you put up the press conference video, the CM fans them a beat, and I say, what kind of question them there? So, I know everybody asks tough question, Kyle Wallace. And I just hope that they are not going at the, I don't know the detailed reason, but I've heard other broadcast and print media persons are asking questions that seem divisive. You see what I say? And we don't hear nothing about that. So we don't want to look a raw, want to look a bad vibes happening in the media space. You get what I say? So we could just do what we have to do. If we ask, but let the questions be appropriate. If they are not appropriate, let them be tough but respectful, because we not drop our standard, you know. Yeah, man, we are keep on asking the tough questions, the questions that are relevant to the situation. But even as we do that, I hope that we'll be respectful and get the job done. You get what I say? Because as I've said, you know, we are the ones who have been intimate with the fans, in terms of being on these platforms day in, day out for hours, having conversations. So we know more about the football than some people think. There are a lot of brilliant minds on these platforms that share ideas and things that can improve the federation. But the federation don't look at them want to help. So right now there's a big issue between the federation and the ladies. Like somebody go start a GoFundMe campaign and they are not with it, but they say they welcome it. This thing, boy, I mean, I know. Me no know. So now that me I say Kurt James, me hear that me no hear nobody made mention of that. You get what me I say? Yeah, I one thing with me, you know, Kurt James, me listen very keenly, you know. Yeah, man, me listen keenly, man. Me listen very keenly. I me hear some broadcast persons that are who are traditional media ask some questions that are divisive, yeah. But we now look upon where another person do. We just want our space continue to get these opportunities to be in these forums. We don't want nobody get dash way. I would want to know that I can't go to a press conference. You get what I say? Me don't want that. I mean, no want to know say next man can't go in a press conference because of a whatever reason. Me not go feel good still, you know. You get what I say? I mean, no care who, but I don't want to know that somebody don't have the opportunity and the privilege. But we have to we have to set a standard, brethren. We can't drop the standard. We can't drop the standard. Can't drop the standard. Can't drop the standard. No, but Kyle Wallace, if that never come up, you know, if this football tournament never come up and the privilege was given, last year Gold Cup, we never get the privilege, and you never hear nobody say nothing about the content creators them, Kyle. You see me I say? No matter what questions you ask, they will try to lock the vloggers down. They are looking for no, but Kyle, that's what I say. Big up yourself for the super chat, anyways. Last time we weren't in there and nothing was being said. So now we come in there and things are said. So obviously something is wrong. Of course, we bring interest to the football. We not gonna go around that. We not go around that, you know. You see, and sometimes everybody now go agree. Me just carry the message. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Me just carry the message. You see me I say? Of course, people have agenda. Yeah, man, people have agenda. And as me said, them are going to want to stop we because we are not quote unquote a part, what you call it now, official part of the traditional media space. So them are going to want to stop the food. Them are going to want to stop. But we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful. If 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 we are do something, don't let our name be called. That's all me I say. You see me I say? So no man, there wasn't a press conference today. But may I say no, Kyle Wallace, even though that is asked and it has nothing to do with football, if the traditional media persons them want to ask that, make them ask that. But me just put out to my co-workers them, let us tread carefully on the line because you don't know we put pressure everywhere, you know. And because of the pressure where we are put, a lot of people don't like the pressure. You think say some of the traditional media practitioners then rate way? No. You need the comment. We are bomb rush press conference. We are do this, we are do that. You know here. Them not like we. Them not like with style. Them not like with vibes. We all up in everything. When them ask question, we know more than the players, them more about the players, them not like it. You see me I say? But me just tell the people them. And this people them figure clip and ensure say all of the vloggers them get it, or the content creators. You see me I say? This one figure clip. These are the messages that one of a clip. Yeah, man. You see what I say? But we can't stop do what we are doing now. And we don't have to stop. But whatever is said, let it not be aimed or bullseye at us. You get what I say? They're not my co-workers. Explain that, Duckland. Coach, me agree 200%. You must have some media etiquette. Yeah, man. I know every question must ask everywhere. Glad you are talking to them. Traditional media don't like YouTubers, so they don't make it. So don't make it bad for everyone. Exactly. That is my point, Fabian. I'm glad to say you get it, Fabian. Because some people probably not get what me I say, but you put it very well. You get what me I say? We have to exercise some level of etiquette, media etiquette. If you don't know, go read a book, try to educate yourself. Me have some people when me know in the media, and when me not clear upon something, me ask questions. So if you don't know, ask. You get what I say? Hey, but Rob Smith, something that just said on my co-worker, Duckland. So more Duckland explain to me what you mean by them on my co-worker. I don't understand that, Duckland. When I eat them food. Now, so I don't eat people food, I don't eat from people then where they don't night. So I don't know what you talk about. But I get the point to make it. I strongly disagree and think that is being stuck in the past. Some man sound like them a rum shop. Go research. We are in the internet every day. Google everything. But we can't water down the press conference. You know, so enough people, a long time want to talk about this, because enough people me see in a comment section I say, I want kind of full question them than rate. But you get what I say? I don't know. But if I were to give my opinion on the matter, it probably not be favorable. So me just give the message and leave it at that. ESPN fired 20 TV personalities today because it's a new day in sports media. Yep. But BI strong, not because it's a new day, we still have to maintain certain level, You see me I say? Fabian can join that topic a hot. Well, go on.
Hey, you see the funny thing. Oh, big up viewers and subscribers, persons watching. Big up. I mean, I had about an hour-long discussion yesterday about this same topic with one of my friends overseas, and they were talking to me about, because they know that I am close to the YouTubers. I am a YouTuber myself, and they were expressing their views on some of the questions that are being asked and how the thing just don't sound or look professional. And to be honest, it would have looked bad for us to fight as fans and YouTubers, fight to get clearance to these press conferences and to be in this space and to be seen as media rubbing shoulders with these traditional media houses, and then go up there and sound unprofessional. It don't look good. And then them always have a saying, them say last seen first out.
That's on accountish.
And so YouTubers were the last persons to really be accepted into the press conference. And I don't want it be the YouTubers to be a reason, or one person or two person be a reason why others can't get that opportunity again. You get what I'm saying? So the man them need to think about the questions what them ask. Like some of the questions, like, to be honest, I think some of them are just asking questions for their names to be seen or for their channel to be heard on that platform, to be honest. Because some of the questions don't make no sense. And the problems that I am facing is we are washed with dirty laundry in front of the entire CONCACAF. And some of the questions make Jamaica look bad on a whole. And then we are going to say we are fans and we love our country, we support our country. But then we are make our country look bad. How you expect CONCACAF to take us serious when they have press conference and someone ask some question where, like, you can see it on the coach's face, you can see it on the player's face, that them like them I say, what kind of question this you ask here? So me angry with you 200%, as me say. And don't make it bad for everybody. I know the YouTubers know a lot more than traditional media houses. YouTubers do a lot more research. So research on media etiquette too.
Yeah,
It's
for
on the
real.
internet. Just I mean, I don't have a problem with persons doing things, but I just believe that you should be professional in whatever you are doing. Be
But
professional in whatever you're doing.
BU stronger challenger still, Fabian. They must say, how is that new? Since the 80s, half the questions in press conferences haven't made sense.
It's not all right. So it's not about questions not making sense. It's about the type of questions. So for instance, and make can pinpoint one specific question I never like when you're program coach.
Eh?
Can I
No,
can I
no, no. No, me
me
no
no
want you bring up none of your question them for my
yeah,
show.
so me no want
Cause,
pinpoint one because me no want the cause no. You get what me
yeah.
I say? But one of the question them to me that he never supposed to ask there. So in the and you could see from the expression of the coach, the coaching staff that was there and the players that were there, like them I say, oh, what kind of question this and ask me a big press conference leading up to a game. You understand? BI Strong, who are challenge me. How old is BI Strong? Him sound like him a Gen Z. Cause
You the
Gen
man,
Z
man.
Gen Z no have no etiquette, they no have no tact. You understand what I say? So him sound like him a Gen Z.
Oh, him say, you said that they don't make sense. He said that's why I said it.
Oh no. I mean, it's from the reason why I say makes sense is not that the question a stupid question. It is just that in that forum, I just don't think those questions you should be asking those questions. After fighting so hard to be on a press conference, at least you should know the type of question to ask, how to structure your questions, etc. Remember, remember
Mm.
the YouTubers do not have a media house standing behind them to back
Yeah.
them. So
So easy if you kick our foot.
easy because you don't have no
Yeah.
ground to stand up on. When the media houses can say, all right, guess what? We'll send another reporter. We won't send that
Yeah.
one. You get what I'm saying? YouTubers can't do that. So we cannot compare the YouTubers to the traditional media houses because they have foot to stand up on. Them have them big company behind them. A lot of them they are sponsors to the program and sponsors to a lot of things. So them can't pull the plug on them. But the YouTubers, easy to pull the plug on them and them easy to get blame. So just be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of those things.
And that is the reason why I say to Fabian, fresh gotta say content creators are still YouTubers fresh. But what may I say? That I one of the reason why I say it, Fabian. Because we don't want it be a case where, oh, you want coaches this. Him ask a question there, So and I would think that question was irrelevant in the thing. So guess what? We don't want them, And you see, because one do it, we are gonna try move all of them. Because once one do it, so we are trying to protect these privilege being moved from under our feet. You get what I say? We want to have access because if we don't have all the access, the people out there will not get all the relevant information. I mean, I just go in a press conference because me can go in a press conference. Sometimes me listen Fabian. Sometimes me listen.
I
Um.
mean, you can go in. I would go in with questions written down, and as soon as a lot of times questions are similar. So the coach somebody else might ask the question before you. So what I do, I just chalk off it on my paper. Say, all right, this get
Mm-hmm.
answer. So I don't need to ask this. I don't need to ask that. I don't need to ask this, regardless of what um the fans are saying, because the YouTubers are the content creators, as Fresh God say. You know that you guys are, let me put myself in it. We have a responsibility. We are like the bridge to the general fans who are not used to traditional media, who don't have time for traditional media. We are that bridge to connect the fans to the team. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Rumbar talk, at home talk, discussion about football at home cannot be the same discussion that we have in an official press conference. So as YouTubers, we have a responsibility to take the question from the fans them outside there. So and then how can you restructure it? How can you formulate it in a way? You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't make us lose any credibility and it doesn't seem like we are taking jabs at anybody, and it still maintain our professionalism and ask those questions at the press conference. I think that's the role that content creators have, because content creators are in touch with the fans. The general media is not.
Plus, we are influencers and we have to be careful of what sort of thing we put out there. We are big influencers, you know. So we have to weigh a lot of things what we do, even in this space. I don't know, you know, Kyle, but that's a good question. But I don't think it have nothing to do with JFF. Remember, this one is in the CONCACAF, you know. And I can tell you, you know, this one is in CONCACAF. I may say it because there's a genuine concern from the people in CONCACAF, Kyle. So this now nothing to do with JFF alone. Only just believe me, no man, when me attack, man. Only just hear, no man. It flips JFF right now.
And a JFF, as me say, somebody overseas contact me about it because them say, yo, you're on YouTube, you're always on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Them can't 1 hour me and them up on the phone yesterday. I talk about it. And this is somebody with a lot of power. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people out there, they are watching. And whether we like it or not, a lot of these traditional media houses, them not glad say the content creators get the same access as them. They don't like it. Whether or not we know more than them, and I believe a lot of the times the content creators know a lot more because they do a lot more research and we in tune with a lot of things.
Yeah, we're more inclined to the football, are in tune with it. Follow the players, everything about the players we can tell them about.
But we don't want them push we out. That is it. We don't want them say yo.
That's the basis why I bring it to the public, Fabian. I want the people them here. I want the Rob Smith and something that say me enough is say co-workers. Well, more the other influencers them know say yo. Just be careful. Just be mindful. Be tactful. All of these things when we're in the press conference. Because quote unquote, we might be the weakest link. And the weakest link is always the easiest person to, with them say, shove out.
Mr. McGranny say last in, first out.
Mm-hmm.
And we last get access to them thing here. So them look, we are easiest fence to tear down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We are the easiest fence to tear down. We don't have nobody, we don't have no governing body. And I like say we have somebody to defend we don't have a strong media house behind us with 20 years of experience who are sponsor this or who are sponsor that. If we stand up with we don't have that.
And when you look, those people have their accreditation. What sort of accreditation we have? More than just getting access. We just basically have to be mindful. I just that me I say. You get what me I say?
And me agree.
We in the thing, we get access to the thing, let us use it wisely. So not because we get a chunk of money, we are gonna floss and done the money and now put up some or invest some so we can always have money. That's the ultimate thing. We always want to be in these conferences. The doors that have been open, we don't want to shut. Simple that may I say. So, I mean, everybody have their different opinion. Some of the commenters have their different opinion. I'm respect on the opinion. I am not fighting against anyone, but me just put this out there because wind a blow. And see Fabian confirm, say people call him and I say, rate it here, what that go on? Because people have concern. You get what me I say? And some of the same people in the comment section have
Coach?
concern too. Cataract, what go on?
What go on, coach?
There, I know.
Big up a fellow panelist. I can't really see the name.
A Fabian.
Oh, Fabian. Oh, what go on? I just go and chime in a quick thing on that. Look, what happened in the after the US press conference, you see, I think it will have a ripple effect because it upset a lot of persons. But not that as a media person you're going to do something that upset, right? Because you're fighting for the truth. But what I heard the concern was, and I don't know if I just joined, right? I don't know if you were talking about the question that was posed by...
No, hold on. No call on name, Cataract.
The false prophet. The prophet. False prophet. I only one prophet when you know a Capleton. So, any other prophet, yeah.
You see, you know Cataract.
No, but never call the name.
You know.
But never call no name.
No, but that's
don't imply it either, Cataract.
Easy thing that Cataract.
Don't imply it.
Hold on. But coach, it was live to the world. It's like, all right, let me get to it.
Yeah, man.
The feeling was, and I heard some discussion with some media people at the hotel where the team was staying, right? That it wasn't so much of a question. A question was posed, but there was a commentary. Right? Like I say, coach, say you can't coach tracker, your athlete them slow and thing. What do you have to say about that? So they were saying that the media, you ask questions. You don't, it's not a forum for you to give your opinions. So people say, come and ask a question.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And I think there's going to be some truncating of a credit. Yeah, because the thing is done on an international stage now.
But I tell them say this past JFF because the people them in a contact of a complaint.
Yeah, but I tell you something.
I tell them man in the comment section, but they not believe me. Like how you did tell them.
No, but I told them they were having a discussion. Because remember, it's one hotel everybody staying now, you know. Right? And they were in the lobby, they were having a discussion. I don't know if it was a crisis meeting or whatever. Is where them not the lobby, is where them we eat dinner. Right? But and it's not that for other countries people aren't allowed access, you know, but people are asking real critical football questions. They're not coming to see, oh, you do this. And you're putting your opinion or your spin on things. You're supposed to ask a question, you're allowed another follow-up question, and then it move on. So the rule was, I was made to understand. If remember, say I didn't one press conference, that press conference there. You understand? Dre, anybody that was there, we ask the question.
But all of them, man. But guess what?
Yeah, but we don't want to see our access.
Yeah.
Denied now because of a RT boss impersonator. I tell you, I hold it down, coach, because let me tell you, that question from that vlogger, YouTube vlogger, it upset the coach, very upset. It upset the team, and it upset the individual player who was on there.
But the body language said it all, you know, Qatar.
Coach, let me tell you something. I'm not take no tears out of thing this up. You see the morning of the Trinidad game. I'm going go to the hotel and go in the lobby. And Leon chip it up me see. And man talk to me for 1 hour.
So you make him on the train, Qatar?
No, man, the activation them do, man. Them do activation. Them do the activation and come back. I'm tell you, say, no, man, I have to take with myself. Because the man I say, yo, Cat Ultra, I really saw the people in my thing for me. And I said, no, you know, him a professional and I don't spite them do it for him. He explaining himself that he may be, if he make a mistake for Jamaica, remember when he do the good. You understand? Because no footballer don't do good all the time. But me listen to him. And him have, we think that what we say don't have any effect.
Well, Cataract, a man in the comment section I say you're guilty of that too, you know.
Me guilty of what?
If you don't ask the question, yeah, big up baller.
No. Coach, I said to the player, I said, some know he has Chippy, those who are come now know he has Leon Bailey Baller, and I asked him about the impact of the fans, the vociferous Jamaican fans, on himself and the team. And that is a question, because based on what him answer, if you notice, when it comes to the USA Trinidad game, you see how vociferous and loud we were right at the front of pit side. Because we now met to realize, I don't know if it's how they build stadiums with like a little piece of dome over it, but everything is concentrated on there. So if the player tell me, say, boy, what the man am doing at the stands and motivate them, that is not a question to ask. We must ask the man, say, if him need a baby soda, can him dribble? No. The coach has a point, and me I got make Fabian come in. I don't know if you see it on the television, coach, but this Coach Algrimson is not like Coach Whitmore with the hands full. Coach Algrimson, at every opportunity for a break, he calls in the player. And the two players who get the most instruction were Chippy and Demarai Gray.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see that on the TV, but we
you did not say it. You did not say it when you did on the stream.
Right? He constantly talking to them. One, to get them to try to switch up. Because if you notice, so many times Demarai Gray drop almost in that thing there. But overall, coach, it's a work in progress. And that's what both the coach, everybody says a work in progress.
Yeah, but the coach did say the team is going to improve each game they play. And there has been an improvement from game 1 to game 2. And we're going to see improvement in game 3. So the team are basically a build in the tournament because of not all these players were on the tour to Austria.
Right. And if you when we talk to the big general, Michael Antonio, I ask him how you lay off the pass. He said it was more important for Demarai to get off the mark than for him to score. I do that already. He's interested in saying, I want my two striking, because it's a front three we are playing with the coach. Right? And if you call my boy this up, Bobby Reid, who are play attacking midfield, right? He's almost a front four of attackers. And he said it's important for them to score. Me can't score the time. And the last thing he said to me, when I left before them, right? When me fly out, last thing when I see him, I check out and I see him in the lobby, I say, my goals are coming. When my goals come, they'll count for something. And I took that to mean, look for the big dog in the knockout round. But I'm fully focused, coach. Not joking. Me not see him do road. Me not see him even go by or ice him in the road. A straight gym. You might spot him in the lobby when him come from thing. But some of the players, I tell you who. See, Andre Blake and Mikel Antonio are the two most focused players and winning this Gold Cup. From my observation. And I think the Trinidad game motivated the coach. You know, so there are about 30 West Ham fans in Iceland.
Yeah, me
and
see
10 of them fly from England
Yeah,
I know,
see
I
it.
know West Ham fan will live as them fly from all over America. Ten
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
fly from England. Come and meet the head ultra. I have a picture of them. The head of them ultras. And them say them come to support Mickey here. Straight irons. They
Yeah,
call
man, me
themselves
see
the
it too.
iron.
Me see one photo go up, man.
Yeah
And them
man.
I
And
said them
then
man and West Ham ball
West
come
Ham
for
man.
supporters, come for support Mickey.
Yeah, and him come over, him talk to them, him sign the whole of them shirt.
Mm.
They had about 4 Everton fans in a next section. I'm see Demarai Gray after the match. Demarai Gray come and climb up and climb into the stands and come take picture with them. So the injection of these players of this quality is turning international attention to Jamaica, which is why the bag of loose argument. You get what I say, coach?
Hey,
Right,
Cataract, me glad. I am so glad that you come on to the program because you are there with the team and you are singing the same tune that we are here singing because it is felt everywhere. At the end of the day, we all want our team to do well. We want the Reggae Boys to do well. And one thing about this coach is not somebody that will hide the information from us. He's very transparent. He is very, very transparent with us. He gives us information, not enough, but he does give us information. Not enough so you can figure out his strategy, how he's gonna play, who he's gonna play, etc. You get what I'm saying? But we also have to understand that we have a responsibility as content creators. We got like they give us an opportunity right now. We should be grabbing this with both hands. Make sure that when we go into these type of environment, our questions are how we handle ourselves must be of the highest standard. Make the man them say, yo, a long time them a ball, a long time them should have done there. We don't want them and them a say, yo, see there, we sorry for them and give them a run and them want water down the thing. We can't afford to have that right now
Mm.
because the content creators have more impact on the fans than the traditional media. And I'm so glad that you are there on the ground and you can give us some inside information as to what it is like in the camp. How some things that we can stay here so and see, you can see it. And it just shows that me have a point, Coach Minzy have a point, because all three of us saying the same thing. So I'm just hoping that you realize I'm saying I'm not pointing any fingers. Me I say we and we I say us as content creators. We can just learn from this, cut the video, send it to everybody, learn from it and make use of our opportunity. And don't make it go to waste, Aya. Don't make it go
Coach,
to waste.
coach. Let me tell you something, coach. This Gold Cup is an eye opener. You know, some go every Gold Cup. It's more an eye opener than this one. Anyway, I'm sorry you never there, someone. And our bridge in from Kansas, from section 115. Let me tell you something, coach. Because I realize
Mark
that
Plunkett, yeah, talk,
Mark Plunkett. That one different Mark there, say, one little bad behaving short Mark in the ultras. He might instigate everything. I make a US man wet way up in beer. But coach, you know one at a time in a favor, you know one at a time in a the US game, you know. When we start to sing Three Little Bird, you know, the US man people are confused and start singing with me, you know. And the drama. God, Bob Marley song them so powerful, them start singing the Three Little Birds with me. But the international attention, I have never seen like fans from Leicester fly come to come watch West Morgan or fans from where the club name did come watch Joby McAnuff. Right? These things are there. I mean, I let a little secret out that bug. A drift we are calling him, because the man just a drift, brother. The man a drift past the Trinidad man. But I don't know if it look like that on TV, coach. Because we are watching live, you know. When Demarai Gray get the ball and I look for a defender and I just drift them and I drift past them, they can't touch him. There are more to come, coach. And the team is going to get better and better. A straight camaraderie and love in that camp. You see what I say? The only little thing I'm going to say, the only little thing I say to the man, them, you see, little you them like Canada Boys Clark and Dexter, want to bring them in, I think. Look like I little you, I see the two of them one day, so I don't know if it's because they were in the under 20 camp last year. When I see them hang close together. But the hell of them for just bring them in, I think. But you don't see the friction, coach. You don't see Fabian, you don't see the the tension, coach. Like when the day in our last camp, be tension. In our last Gold Cup camp a year, man, I rush back. When I have the vibe there. I remember say a game with dash 2 points, So you'd expect there to be infighting in the camp and then they never come back, man, and say, we'll and come again. And me, I can tell you straight, Demarai agree, I respect your youth. Liam Bailey, I have to just say it, because last thing just me say, every boy, they tell the man, they never get 7 and train that beat, they're like, yeah, man, him and Demarai did that part. And I say, oh, Cataract, don't worry. No man can laugh after you this match here, so. That's how it go? Alright. And Chip is telling me, say, we want to come off and boot in the goal. I swear. Because I tell you, I can't take a losing. But it was so nice, coach, because let me tell you, yes, you have individual mistake, and Deshaun Bernard make a individual mistake. But if you look at Deshaun Bernard, he has stepped in like into the player for about 2 years now, don't? I don't know if it look, I keep asking if it look the same on TV as it looked to we in real time.
Hey, Cataract, see him where it look. I mean, Bernard, him just fit perfectly in the defense line. Him no come in and they kick with the ball, him come in and they move the ball around and they pass the ball. Hey, one at the time, Mr. Trinidad try press we, and the ball go all the way back to Blake, and me I say, oh my, them a press we now. Me expect a big kick and a lucky body here that me sit on the edge of the 18. Who fit get the pass, and me I say, yo, someone Jamaica play every game,
Reggie, see Blake pass the ball, Fabian.
Where the man pass it to Lati body here, me say.
Control and turn and play it outside. Me say, this is confidence.
That me like see.
Coach, what I want to say to the fans, I can't really see the comments, right? Because I use a phone. I'm going to say to you, these are players who are developed at the highest level, even if you don't see them on your TV every day. Latibadir was developed by Manchester City. It's just 2 years now him going to Swansea. So you think a man lift up the under 17 World Cup kind of rocks? He a waste man. He must have some technical ability. When you look at the coach, you see, I saw Demarai Gray make some control when the cross field pass them come to him. The ball don't even go more than half an inch from him too.
Hey, Cataract, me see them too, and even some of the ball them a bounce right in front of them, and you know say them ball them hard for control, because then go shoot off, and them a control them dead. Like the level when me see them alright grab play upon, and you see the scary thing. Me did a talk to somebody in our camp this morning about it, me say the scary thing about them alright great. No, yesterday morning is that them alright great. Him just a function at probably 30% today. The man still in a first gear, There is the him on about 3 more level where him can take it up, and that is good for our team, because them still get to learn each other. Them still learn how to play football with each other, and so it is a process. And the team go get better. And I predict this team for win the tournament.
I believe we're going to see USA in the final, and God spare my life, it is going to be a humdinger.
Me want to play USA again.
I
want to play them again.
Hey, me watch a video today. You seen where them put up with the goalkeeper them. You see what the goalkeeper coach do.
No, I never see.
Hey man,
man, me see the video.
put on ball pan it ground, you know.
Pass the ball.
Passing, Jill, Mr. them do today, you know. And you know,
And
here
both
ball, you
feet
know.
too.
Yo, as them said that the goalkeeper coach a big coach still, you know. So, well, I mean, I don't know. The thing look away, but not to say because it look away, we can't have issues. We can't see a baller do this. We can't see a baller that because it's still a work in progress. So we might still have be seeing mistake and all of these things. You get what I say? So if fans them just will recognize that the team are built as we build. It's a real thing. A real talking make, you know. The team are built. So we just have to wait. Even if we don't go as far as win the tournament, the team are built.
It's coach. I see the match yesterday. I'm gonna let him Old Trafford. Cause me and him choppy road in a Chicago, brawling. Coach, you can't have unless a Jesus a player, you're gonna have a mistakeless game. But you see that Trinidad performance is as close to perfect as Mr. Jamaica play. There's no player on there who I would rate less than 6 out of 10. And that would be Corey Burke and Bobby Reed.
All right, Jen.
But if you look at it, I said I was on, to Marines I do the thing. My co-host it with Andre, right? When we couldn't do it today because we are travel, right? But coach, I rate the Demarai great performance as 10 out of 10. And some people jump on it and a cuss on it. I mean, I say, listen, when the team don't play well or losing a Jordan, uno have no thing and uno cuss the team and everything. Now when the team win, them say I hype because me excited over the victory of my team.
No, but the coach did say, no, I like the coach of getting in a film feelings to answer. I've not lost any competitive game with Jamaica. And man, I make them know, say, don't talk about we not win yet or whatever. But I've not lost any competitive game with the national team. So, man, I make them know, say, emphasis is not really placed on friendly games for him. It's all about the tournaments. It's all about these big games.
Yeah. Can I jump in, gentlemen?
Yeah, can come to forward.
All right. Big up the panelists and the those in the chat room. But I understand what you guys saying and I agree with you. But I'm also looking at it from a different lens, right? When you have a player that basically is under pressure and miss a penalty, why would you put him on the platform to be interviewed?
Make you answer that question there.
Hold on. To me, the coach should have.
But you ask the question, Kyle, and
I am not done making the question. Just
Kyle, what you shout for, Virgin? That no call for.
Sorry.
Sorry. Nobody disrespectful thing, Kyle.
No.
What I'm saying is that you ask the question and what the follow-up to it is so like you answer a question. That's why Fabian say making you answer it. So you can't answer a question and ask at the same time.
All right.
As Kyle lawyer, let me say, Kyle, we have left section 231. We don't have to go on that.
All right. Fabian, I'm sorry, sir. Go on.
All right. So as a coach, when you have a player, a marquee player, supposedly have a bad game, right? You have two options. It's either you hide them from the spotlight or you throw them into the spotlight to build back their confidence and build back their vibes going into the game. Now, I don't think Leon Bailey had a bad first game. I just think that he should have scored the rebound to the penalty. Now, the coach, seeing that Leon Bailey might be down in confidence, decided to bring him off. I predicted that Bailey was going to be the player at the press conference. I know because that's what I would do. Bring him to the press conference, make him face the nice, make him realize, say, yo, the Jamaican people still with you. Guess what happened? Just shake it off and we move on. That was the aim, That is why Leon Bailey was there.
All right. Okay. I agree with that. But, basically the the follow up is this: you must you must expect somebody to basically ask a question that's going to set him off. You know what I mean? So I would basically be more reserved and try and protect him. You know what I mean? Because you know, I don't know, but rarely do you have somebody who is under that kind of pressure that you're going to put him up on a stage like that to basically be under more pressure. You know?
So yeah, Kyle, but it wasn't a question that was asked. It was a statement. It was like a fill in the blank, quote unquote question. It wasn't a question. It was basically a statement,
Mm-hmm.
and then them at the last second them try flip it into a question. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? And the coach bringing Leon Bailey there
Mm-hmm.
is showing the fans say, hey, you know I put him under pressure, same play bad. Me no believe same play bad. Me still believe in him. Me I put him at the press conference.
I don't.
The coach is showing his faith in the player.
Right. Right. I
Well,
don't
hold
think.
on, we have a caller online. Caller, go ahead. We not hear the caller.
No.
Me not hear the caller. All right, him hung up. Go ahead.
Yeah, coach. I don't think that Bailey played bad enough. I think he had an average game, and if he had scored that penalty, his game would have been exceptional. The Trinidad game that followed up was basically iron out kinks. And I believe, like what everybody said, that we'll slowly play ourselves into form because this team need to gel because we have the firepower to basically beat anybody. You know, the things that needs to be worked on is the defense and that guy Labitimore or Latimore or whatever.
Lati
That guy,
Bodier.
right,
Lati Bodier.
right. That guy is quality, man. That guy is quality. Watch him. He's going to grow into his game. So people can't sleep on this team, but this team have a good chance of winning the Gold Cup.
So coach, I want to say something. Carl. Leon Bailey asked to be on the press conference.
Brave.
Because
Yeah,
there was a different player that was slated to be there.
to be there. And he said he wanted to face the public. And what he was expecting was the question about the missed penalty. And he wanted to address the matter. He didn't want to shy away from it.
Yeah. That sounds
Um,
like a good move.
if he could have been maybe more, choose some different words, maybe. But I think he said a lot outside of when him just some fan them naive and them things. So he spoke about this thing being about 2026. He spoke about there being new players who have come to the squad who have just begun to integrate. He spoke about the coach trying to get them that gelling process. And I think those things are important. And basically, he also said, I heard the coach and the tactics that the coach wants, that the coach might have been telling him that he needs to run at players, right? That's what I got. That you're gonna run at players, take on players, and if you go past them, you're either gonna go past them or draw the foul, because in Demarai Gray we have a somewhat deadly dead ball specialist, deadly dead ball specialist, deadly free kick specialist, right? Um, yeah.
Yeah, well, given the context of him asking to be on the press conference, I mean that shows character and strength. You know what I mean? So and he did prove it when he come back and played in that Trinidad game. So it shows that he can handle the pressure, and he came and he gave a better performance of himself. Granted, he should have scored a couple more, but he himself well, and let's just hope that they grow from strength to strength. You know, Cataract. I'm thinking of coming down for the quarterfinals though. It's in Ohio, right? Cataract. Coach, is just me and you.
It looks so.
No, man,
Yeah,
I'm here, man.
Fabian
I'm
did too,
listening.
man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
all right, cool.
maybe basically I try work on the phone line. Me still not here. Me restart it. I'm still not here.
Yeah, yeah. Can you
What
hear
happened
me
now,
now?
Oh yeah,
Kyle?
we are
Because
here now.
I can.
We are here now. Welcome to the show.
Uh, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Very spirited discussion as always. And I agree with the panelist that said earlier that Leon. I mean, Leon is a professional baller. He's been doing this since he's 14 years old. I don't think confidence is something that Leon is ever lacking. If you want to fault him for something, it might be being overconfident, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, go big or go home. Um, so I mean, he had a forgettable performance in the first game. Played much better in the second game, and I think a lot of it is just not making sure he doesn't speed himself up when he gets into some of those goal scoring positions. Overall, creditable performance against Trinidad, but I mean, I think the expectation going into that Trinidad game was that we were supposed to win the game and win it comfortably, and we did that. Trinidad, in terms of their strategy, seemed to um, allow us a lot of time and a lot of space on the ball, which I think as we progress into the tournament, we're going to run into some teams that they're going to want to press. That's one of the things that the U.S. did in the second half of their game is they employed a high press. It'd be interesting to see how we handle that type of stuff going forward. My expectation would be we're going to handle it much better, seeing it the second time around, and kind of getting guys to gel and getting an idea of how we want to play. Couple of other observations that I've got is Coach Elbrinson. Just he got to get used to it, man. That's Jamaicans. We talk and we say whatever it is that we got in our minds. Sometimes it don't come out telling the right way, but it is what it is. And so, you take it at face value. You comment if you need to, but at the end of the day, if they win, the support is always going to be there, and that's what every single one of them players need to understand. That's what the coaching staff needs to understand. We love winners. You know what I mean? We love winners. I mean, I remember when we used to battle it out with Trinidad in the Shell Caribbean Cup or whatever it was called back in the day when Leonson Lewis and Russell Latapy and all them dudes was at Trinidad. And I mean, you go to the office and it was an occasion. And I think we in Algrimson, it appears we got a coach that understand a very basic fundamental that we've been lacking, which is organization. You know what I mean? The players will come if we're organized, if we get things organized the right way, we get things structured the right way. A lot of these guys, I mean, they want to, the Jamaican brand is strong, and that's something that they want to be a part of. And Cataract alluded to it. It's just Jamaica got a vibe to it, and wherever we are, particularly if we're doing well, we attract a lot of people, and so excited, looking forward to what these guys are going to be doing moving forward. And for all the YouTubers out there, man, y'all do your thing. You know what I mean? Do your thing. I mean, yeah, sometimes the comment, like I said, may come across harsh and it may come across seeming like a little premature, but that's the world we live in. I mean, you take the good with the bad. And at the end of the day, I don't think this needs to be, oh well, we're gonna ban certain people because they were critical. I mean, that's censorship. I mean, you know what I mean? When you guys are singing their praises as you often do when they do good. I mean, nobody complains. So if you get a little critical, I don't see why we got to get in our feelings about that. Just deal with it as it is.
Caller.
And that's all I got to say tonight.
Hold on, caller.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question now because you seem to live in the States like me. Are those type of questions asked in press conferences in the States?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, if you I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm just telling you, when the Cowboys don't play good, it gets ugly around here. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's just the way it is.
So it's like I'm kind of watching this program, and it's like a culture shock seeing how these guys are reacting, because that's what we see here every day. I mean, it's normal stuff.
Yeah, I used to live in Brooklyn. So, exactly. I used to live in Brooklyn. It's brutal when the Yankees don't do well. I mean, you know what it is.
Yeah.
People be talking about your mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man.
Listen. This is not no culture shock thing, right? This has to do with the backlash that came because of some of the questions, and it's not only because of the press conference that was held in the CONCACAF, which is in the United States, Kyle. It also had to do with the press conference that was done when they were in Austria. A lot of talks have been coming out of these press conferences. So it's not a one press conference thing. So since I don't know why I'm giving you the full length, and a one press conference, people are talk. So all I'm saying, I'm just bringing the information to say that we, the content creators and the influencers where Reggae Boyz football is concerned, we have to be mindful of some of the things that we do so that we don't get doors shut on us. That's all me I say.
Coach, I want to add to what you're saying. We're going to finish. Coach, I want to add to it. Yeah, so Coach, Carla and Kyle.
Yeah, Coach, hold on.
I don't want to forget I want to clarify what you guys are saying, because I am in the States also. And what you guys are describing is coming from an average fan. It's not coming from the media. And we have to remember
you can talk for where you live. I lived in Brooklyn, okay, and I live in Texas now, and I can tell you, New York Post, Dallas Morning News, the radio commentators, in a lot of those places, the guys over at NYY, they don't sanitize anything, and I'm not saying that. For our content creators.
So Mr. Murphy, why the US? Why the CONCACAF people them are sanitize this now?
That's the question that I'm trying to find out.
So because you say it not happening in the US and the CONCACAF is happening in the Gold Cup is happening in US. So me not understand what I'm saying.
Coach,
no, but what I'm saying is, Coach, there's a lot of media presence there. Okay, there's people that represent your spectrum of it, the content creator, the YouTube people, so on and so forth. There's the print media, there's radio, there's television, there's all of that other kind of stuff, right? And everybody is catering to a different, a different set of audience. If people show up and their content, their conduct is unbecoming, okay, then that's an individual conversation that you have with those individuals. I mean, you as a YouTube content creator, you have nothing to do with that. You get what I'm saying? You've always handled your platform a certain way. Your guests come on, you allow them to speak. You've never ever been disrespectful. At the press conference, if you've got a question, you ask tough questions. But at the end of the day, you don't try to fight or be disrespectful when you get an answer that you don't want. The answer is the answer, whether you like it or not. So, at the end of the day, YouTube and content creation and all of that kind of stuff, it's new to a lot of people. Okay. And some of these content people, this is their first time covering anything this large. Okay. So there's a learning curve for everybody. There's a learning curve for the federation. There's a learning curve for coaches. There's a learning curve for players, and there's a learning curve for the content creator. I mean, the conversations that you have with your boy when you're all in the corner or you're playing dominoes and you're like, man, this guy should never play again. You know, blah blah blah. I mean, when you're in a formal professional setting,
so let me ask you a question.
Conduct's got to be a little different.
Let me ask you a question, because it's sound to me like, well, let me ask the question before me answer it. Are you saying that I should not have come out publicly and try to defend the other content creators, or tell them that they should?
No, you did exactly what you're supposed to do. We should add clarity. Just add clarity.
Because remember, I can have an ripple effect, you know. That's why I'm come out publicly and I say it, because basically the contemplation is taking place. So we just sound the alarm, so we just be mindful of how we do stuff.
Right, and I mean, I agree with you on that. The thing that I'm disappointed about, okay, is, you know, and I don't know the inner workings of this, but if things were said and things were handled in a manner that's not pleasing to one party to that transaction, then the conversation need to be had. I mean, I'm not sure why they would be moving to censorship. You get what I'm saying? Because the things that they are concerned about is not something that is unique to everybody, okay, that represents your sector of the media, okay? It's unique to a few people, okay? So deal with those on an individual basis instead of contemplating some kind of overarching arching rule. Look.
You're making reference to the people that are in charge.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay.
You know, if they're right, because you guys are doing what you do. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if the way you do it, okay, is upsetting to a party involved, that's a conversation. You know, we don't censorship. I mean, Jamaica needs all of the exposure that it can get. I mean, you guys have been like a breath of fresh air. I grew up going to Jamaica soccer game. My uncle used to take the Jamaica soccer team to all their damn games. Okay, you know, you know what I'm saying? And I'm living in the States now, and I don't get to partake in what Jamaica does soccer wise as much as I did when I lived in the island. So you guys, content creator, I mean, bringing on the gen secretary, you know, bringing on different people, interviewing players. You know, hey, you know what? There's a young 17-year-old that's at Arsenal. Be on the lookout for him. So now when I'm watching the EPL, I'm going, hey, you know what? That's one of our prospective players. I mean, that's how you grow the game. They can't cut you guys out of that space. You get what I'm saying? You know, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So they got to make sure that the prescription, you know, for the disease, you know, it fits what the illness is. I mean, I mean, if somebody's got a wart on their leg, you don't cut the damn leg off. And, you know, so I'm hoping that's not where they go.
And can I just add also, basically, you know, we don't know where it's coming from, you know, with that statement that the YouTubers might get shut down. Is it only Jamaican YouTubers? You know what I mean? Or is it all of them? And if it's only Jamaican YouTubers, why? You know, because we are used to basically seeing a cultural bias against us.
No, Kyle, yeah, take it to a different level. That's now.
No,
that wasn't it, Kyle.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
But still, you know, we have to look at the context from basically.
And that's why I put it out, because I wouldn't want none of our content creators be ostracized and be put aside because of quote unquote wrongdoing.
Right.
Or quote unquote question, or quote unquote attitude, or quote unquote whatever. You get what me I say? Me don't want that. Because when one down, it might, you know, have a ripple effect. And that's why I'm come out and say
does. It does, and that's what I'm saying. It censors you guys. It
exactly.
The way
so
you
everybody are going to put them P's and them Q's because of what transpired to one person. That's all. That's my duty, you know, to inform people. so that they can be able to know how to go about doing it. In other words, from a different
Yeah,
perspective.
well said. Well said. Well said. Because we, the fans, we want information. We want to be in love with our team. You know what I mean? We got a new 17-year-old coming up. Okay, it's Whisper, and another guy's coming out of, Portmore United, or you got another guy over here, and we know we got something to look forward to. I mean, we're more likely to get that from you guys than we're likely to get it from any of the traditional media. You get what I'm saying? I mean, because you guys are grassroots. You're grassroots. You're calling in favors for some guys you used to play Manning Cup with, or guys you used to play the Costa Cup with, a guy that's in England, a cousin, an uncle, a friend of a friend of a friend that knows another, young up and coming player with Jamaican lineage that's interested in, representing at under 17 or under 21 or whatnot. I mean, we get that information from you. We don't get that information from the media in Jamaica or from our federation. I mean, you guys are on top of this far more quickly than they ever could. So there is a very valuable space for you guys if some rules of engagement needs to be put in place. They need to put that conversation need to be had around what the structure of that is going to look like.
Right.
Okay. And the participants need to come to the table, and there can be a conversation and an agreement. Now, once you've established what the framework is supposed to be, if people continue to violate, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I mean, you gotta notice of what conduct is acceptable and what's not acceptable. I mean, let's get that structured before we start talking about censor and putting up there what you guys do. I love what you guys do. I'm just telling you,
Yeah, but Carla, who is gonna tell us what is accepted and what's not?
No. It's not an issue of telling you what's accepted. You get what I'm saying? It's a conversation. They got to know what you guys understand, what you guys do as a content creator, okay? And how that can be beneficial to them, okay? And then you got to know the structure and the framework within which they operate, and you can say, okay, you know what? All right, we're going to handle it, but we're not going to touch it that way. It can be about they don't want to be criticized, because that just doesn't make any sense. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, is it an issue of we're personally attacking people? I mean, I don't know what went on behind closed doors, but this is there's a whole bunch of grown men and women in the space. Okay. And it shouldn't be that damn difficult for us to have a conversation about how each party envisioned this working out moving forward.
Yeah, man. All right, Sir Murphy. Big up yourself, man. We appreciate your contribution to the show as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stay blessed, coach. Love the thing that you guys do. Yes, keep it pumping. We passionate people. But sometimes we got to make sure what we do, what we say, and how we say it. We're saying it in the way that it's going to have the most impact. I mean, I don't believe in, like I said the other night, I mean, I don't think Leon should have taken that penalty, not because he's a bad player, but the nature of a penalty is so psychological that if you haven't been taking them all year, yeah, you know what I mean? But I'm not there. I don't coach him. I don't, if Hal Grimson is cool with that, then it is what it is. I'm not going to go burn his house down and say he shouldn't play for Jamaica or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, that's that. Them dudes are ride or die, and win or lose. I'm a roll with the yellow, black and green. I mean, that's it is what it is.
All right. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate that, man.
All right, big up yourself.
All right. Stay blessed, guys. Yeah.
You too.
Big up, Murphy.
Yeah, man. Solid call there from Mr. Murphy.
Oh yeah, he said it better than I could.
All right, we have another call coming in. Let us see if we can get that call online before we move on. Yeah, Carl, good evening. Welcome to the show. We see that
Yeah,
you were
evening,
calling.
coach.
Yeah, man. So we call back.
I just said I watch the show still and I look on some of the comments. One of the things we made one of our world fan is Leon Bailey in the same press conference. Seems like Leon coming at the press conference with an attitude, a weird one. I'm like, I don't know if because he know him that for the penalty, but I don't know if you look back on the press conference. So when JT Taylor asked the question, I agree with many people say it's the way you ask things. The way you ask question, you're going to get that response. If you ask a question a certain way, the person going to respond a certain. But I think when I watch Leon, like Leon did a wait for something. It's like sometimes, brother, as a professional, you have to kind of let, remember, Leon play a ball a long time and I'm a player professional, like him say 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, brother, you can't think before. It's when you start thinking before somebody says something, you're liable to start be aggressive. And so him sound kind of too aggressive. And like Chatara said earlier when he talk about the fans naive. The fans not really naive to certain things. I think him just the way Jay Taylor asked the question, that's why his attitude. But Leon never have to answer, never have to reply like that. Whether he's a professional, we all want Leon play good enough, brother. Me and one person, I mean, many of the people who said bad about Leon because they want Leon to play. Because to Leon, nothing to come with the separation, but to Leon, born at Jamaica, it's like people want Leon to be a good. What I were criticizing
No, but Carla,
good.
listen to this. Listen to this. More on understanding now. And I share the same sentiments with you about Leon's body language because I did a video on it. Yeah? But Leon was having those same body language before the question was asked, the name that you mentioned. You get what I say? He had those body languages before. So as a professional, like I say, me never like how him body languages stay. It's like him come ready to face the fun. And even though some of the questions them annoy him, So I know one question annoy him, More than one questions annoy him. And he should not be showing his annoyance like that in public. For me, that is me. I don't know what anybody else say, but for me, I don't believe he should have been showing his emotions like that in the press conference. So that is me. So I just want to make it clear that is not the one question that caused him to be showing the body language he showed. He was showing it before that question was asked. And after that.
I agree with you, I agree with you. I think it's a collective of things, though, coach. 2 years ago, I watched him in a Gold Cup live. I watched him live in a Gold Cup. And remember people even in the stand settings. I know like people were close with me today. I hear people settings. I can't remember which game where I never played so good. And them took me to get to you, brother. I play ball in Jamaica, I play ball in America. If you play ball with a low level, school level, and you play ball at high level, everybody gets criticized. But I think when people forget is we're all human, and it get to us sometime, brother. It will get to you, brother. Some people deal with it better than some. You dig what I say? But when I say, brother, it just seems like the collective all them are bashing for so long. And I think the bashing will stop if you play better. I think sometimes, brother, like people overdo it. But brother, I can see the people them who kind of temper and say the things them what need to be said because him haven't played the way that we believe he can play. You dig what I say? And I think that's what happened. And I think Leon kind of get tired of it, brother, and so. So as a human being, I understand where I come from. But as a professional, like you said earlier, him can do better, brother, as a professional. So I say,
so good.
That's my
Caller, I want to ask the caller something.
Yes,
do you think that it is because Craig Butler has overpromised on Leon's behalf, and then Leon has underdelivered?
Cataract, I swear I was going to say something about that, but you see about Butler and how Butler kind of engineer the things when put in a Leon head. I really believe that Cataract. Like, sir, it's like me hear somebody said it. I don't know if it was Coach Show or another show say, Butler never see Leon make a mistake yet. He never see him play a bad game yet. And I believe if you, I understand as a manager, you have to protect your player. But if you keep a say that and I put that in his head, him I go keep thinking like, all right, him can't do no wrong. And me don't know if I that reach him, brother. Me never, and I like me know him personally if you have a conversation with him, brother. But brother, Leon, when you play bad, brother, just like them that say, take your beat. Me don't know if I whatever that term they mean, take it. Brother, you take it and you try to do better. I remember when me I play ball and people talk bad, brother, me try to do better the next time. Okay, that's how it is, brother. It's a thing where a whole heap of people watch you, whether live or on TV, and people got have them opinion. Sometimes you might think you play good, but when people see it, they not see that, brother. So you just have to do it as a professional, an 8-year veteran, like him said, and just keep it moving. You don't have to really answer like that. Because now you make the man who asks the question kind of like, it kind of make you look a weird, brother, the way Leon answer. Like, me never like the way Leon answer, brother, because it make Leon just look a weird, brother. Yo, make JT Taylor ask him question. If you want to answer it, brother, with a calm voice. If you don't want to answer, just say, I don't choose to answer that. You know what I say? But I want Leon do good, brother. I mean, a Leon fan, I want him do good, brother. I'm going to hope them win it. I'm going to hope everybody and we all can celebrate, brother, the man them. I go back in the week, I want to catch the knockout around them. And that I want to see, brother. I just want to see them win.
All right. Big up yourself, man.
Big up, brother.
Coach,
yeah, Qatar.
I believe that on the Jamaica team, the less Craig Butler says, the better for Leon.
Better for
because I believe he's over-promising. The other thing that he doesn't understand is this is not the team of 2021 Gold Cup. There are players on this team who are of the same equal caliber and some who are better than Leon. So Leon has to trust his teammates, because when you lay the ball off when you switch the ball to the next wing, right? It's not Junior Fleming you're swinging it to. It's Demarai Gray, an equivalent Premier League player. When you're going to try and tread up a true pass, you're not treading it to Javon East. You're treading it to Mikel Antonio. So you're not a king amongst peasants. You are a royalty amongst other royalty. Mikel Antonio is West Ham royalty, brother. 30 man take out themselves and fly from all both to come watch. Just to get a chance to watch Mikel.
European Cup winner.
Me never see nobody fly for Aston Villa. Never seen Aston Villa in them nice stand. So understand, and I think as they get more, because let me tell you what I saw, and it wasn't Leon alone. A couple times Lambert did it. A couple times I see that with Latimer there, right? Demarai Gray is making some runs and some off the ball movements that is not being picked up by his attacking quartet, and it frustrates him. Kyle was there with myself in the stadium, them, right? You could see him going, oh, and sometimes he had his hand, he put up his hand high in the air as Simia, and the ball wouldn't come. And of course, once you put up your hand, then all of a sudden you alert the defenders that you are sneaking in behind them. And so I just think that the more time that they play together is the more that they're going to understand each other and trust in each other. That is my view. I don't know what everybody thinks.
All right, Jermaine Allen with a super chat. Big up yourself, Jermaine. That was no question. It's more of person with watch the match, then analyze the performance of the team or an individual, then brought what he analyzed to the press conference. Big difference. All right, Jermaine, big up yourself on that super chat. We have the most hated person on YouTube on the line right now. Public enemy number one. Travis, what you say?
Oh, God.
Travis, I do something. We're going to let him know.
Good.
Hello? Carla, welcome. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Carla, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, man, welcome. Right, nice. You know, I was listening to Sports Max. I am a person I like to listen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Jamaican living in Trinidad, me and my Trinidad counterparts most of the time, you know, we banter about the two teams, and I show them how far Jamaica is, especially with the foreign-based players. But I was listening to Sports Max recently.
You're from Trinidad?
I live in Trinidad, but I'm a Jamaican.
Oh, you catch your accent pretty well, man.
Accent good.
The Carla, what did you just say? I'm a Jamaican with a Trinity accent.
I'm living in
Accent gone, big man.
Yeah. So
all right, go ahead.
I listened to Simon and Brent Sancho on Sports Max, and they were saying that the quartet of Antonio, Leon, Bobby Reed, and Demarai is the most lethal quartet in CONCACAF. And I'm saying that we need to give them time to bond and to blend. As much as these players play in Premier League, remember they play for different clubs, and the different clubs have different systems, and the position that they will play at the various clubs are different. So we need to give them time to gel. We don't need to be so harsh on Leon, because now that he have these players up front with him, to me, I've been watching Jamaican football from God knows when, since I was in school back in the 80s. I left school, Cornwall College at 83. I watched Iron Skill Cole, I watched Paul Tiga Davis, various players. And I'm saying to you, this is the best assembled squad that I've seen Jamaica have ever had in my time on this world. And I'm saying that we have a lot of expectations of this team. But remember, they have not been playing for very long. This current team, the practice games, people were missing. So we need to give this quartet time to gel. So I'm saying that the next game, look at the difference that they will make. Even those runs that somebody mentioned that Demarai made off the ball and so on, and he wasn't getting the pass, they were not seeing him. They are going to get it right. Because as you watch the game's progress, game by game, the attack is getting better. I like the fact that they have a high pressing game. And that was what Jamaica was missing all the time. High pressing game. Yeah, I have the speed now of these Premier League players to play that high pressing game. I like the high pressing game. My only issue is that in the second half, they seem to be tiring a bit. The midfield especially. I believe the coach have enough manpower, enough quality players to reshuffle the midfield, because that's where we could falter when we meet up perhaps Mexico in the final or the USA again. They are younger and they are quicker on the ball, so we need to just kind of maintain that high pressing game and that energy for 90 minutes, and we will win the World Cup. That's my contribution. Man.
Carla, big up yourself. But you know, people want to know if Trinidad they attend school though.
No, man. I went to high school in Jamaica. Came to Trinidad in 86. I've been here since 86.
Oh.
And I live there up to now. Back and forth.
Okay.
Study here as well. You know, I work in the financial sector, Maritime Financial Group. So, you know it is. Yeah, man.
All
but it's all good.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. All right.
Yeah.
So Coach, I have a couple of questions.
Travis, where's the Qatar?
I have a couple of questions for the panelists, the man them. Was Demarai Gray's performance on Wednesday the 28th of June 2003?
In Bandia.
First of all, was it a 10 out of 10? performance.
Well, on the cataract,
You.
we have the most hated person on YouTube calling right now.
Coach, what go on?
What go on? Public enemy.
Coach, it's the Jamaica, yeah. Me tell us what we do. After YouTube and all too, we get soft. You know why? The people that go on like say Leon Bailey is above criticism.
No, nobody said
and
that.
He's not.
Nobody said that.
But here, coach, I'm not a fan of Jay Taylor. I'm not wrong with Jay Taylor. You know, part of it what me not really like when me hear Leon say, "Fan him family good, everything good." I mean, them man tell fans them say he's about being rich and he have money, so you don't care what Jamaican fans want to say. Can play for Aston Villa and he have heap of money and this and that.
Coach, coach, the man never said that. He never said that. What I would like you to get, and what I got from it is saying that from his family,
good, I'm good, you know?
with his performance. Him never talk about money. He must say from him not offering him family or those closest to him. Him good.
Shut up, I'm talking, man. I'm calling him, man. I'm talking. Hear me now. You see, Jamaican domestic players, them local band players, them have too much ego. We can bet you for the Antonio, Bobby Reed, and Max. I do an interview on JT, ask them a question, they want to behave like that. Jamaican local band players, when we back them to the core, them full of too much ego, they don't want nobody ask them nothing because they feel so they reach. I see them a couple of years ago, you know. Leon and the great Ryan, you know, Sterling, they stepped away, you know. And a friend of mine asked Leon for autograph in the hotel, you know, coach. And they went deal with the youth. I see Ryan have to rush him, you know. Leon Bailey, you know. So no man can't tell me no, Leon Bailey no humble.
You did that, eh?
Leon Bailey no humble.
You were there?
But listen up, coach.
May I ask if you did that?
I wasn't there. And I'm more than one person.
You weren't there, so you cannot talk so strong on it, man.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Man never say look like because you lose the 29 grand, you know. Make you be upset.
No, man. That's I lease. That's a
So
part I too. We can't hurry, but hear me I say. No, man, I'm gambling. I say, go, man. Win some,
lose some. 29 grand.
When we win, we can't spend it back.
One man bet against me, dear.
But hear me I say, coach. Leon Bailey, if you go on, Leon Bailey go on like a team of him. And of him. We have a Jamaican national team.
I agree with you on that. Me not agree with you on that. Me never see Leon go on like
listen, man. What you mean?
What you mean, listen, man? I have my opinion to brother. Man, miss a penalty and we beat him if we beat him. But not go so far and I say, him a go on like a team of him. No, sir. If you talk about him performance, me not see that.
Coach, then you know, see that, coach, with the handler.
Just
handler put that in her head.
Hold on.
Handler put that in her head.
When me move the glasses, me still not see it.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to see it.
Okay.
You're not going to see it. But hear me, I say no. Pick up people say me no read local and when they come and Leon, people tell them local players, Leon Bailey, one of them, low and blake them. They don't nobody talk to them.
Virgin,
I tell them, they feel them reach.
Travis.
They feel them reach.
Travis.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
man.
Listen, man, Travis. Sometimes your narrative will change, man. You can't go upon the same narrative.
Narrative how?
Every call you make, you talk.
What do you mean? How a narrative? How that a narrative?
Then
how that a narrative?
Travis, that me not like with it. All right, talk, Travis, talk. What's the show?
No, me not what's the show, coach. You say me gone my narrative to me tell you what I say. Me can guarantee you, Mr. Bobby Reed.
Yeah, I explain it to you every time I try to talk. You say, one narrative. Virgin.
No, but you say a narrative, me I go down.
Yeah, there.
So me say local band players.
So the explain it to you, but you don't want to listen to Travis. You don't want to listen
to explain.
Very.
Listen, that skill, man. Good skill,
that
right?
will help you to learn, Travis.
Right.
But you know, look
man, explain.
No, man, me not explain. Go and talk. When you finish with us.
No, man, me finish one. Can you say I explain?
I am saying to you,
you say you have your opinion?
If you come onto the show every time and I talk these things, Travis, of course it has now become a narrative. Travis narrative. It has become because you constantly speak the same way. What contribution you have to give where the game is concerned, Travis? What did you like about the game? What didn't you like about the game?
Coach, a different thing you talk about.
So no, that no sports we are talking about, football we are talking about.
But you try to cut off No, listen to coach. You try. All right. I just said,
So
go
that's
ahead,
why
Carl. We're not going to talk about the
that's
game.
why I tell you if you talk, you know.
No, because
Yes, when me tell you if you talk,
no, because
you know one talk.
no.
Travis,
No.
when me tell
But
you a
coach,
while
all
ago,
right.
so if you talk, you know, I make me listen. You don't take the opportunity. I know when me
No,
tell
but
you, say,
you want cut. No, because you want cut off what me say.
Lord
You know
God.
I elaborate for
So
what me say.
that's why
You
me
want
tell you
cut
if you
off and
talk
go
when you
pass up
want
different.
talk, say. Travis, hey,
Yeah, all
listen.
right. All right, you say no.
Travis,
You say what me like about the game.
Travis,
You say what me like about the game. First half, it was a good, excellent game. First half, regardless of we missed the chances. Then in the USA game, if we talk about the USA game first, excellent game. You know, I missed the penalty or whatever. But the Trinidad game, the first half was much better by far. We should at least score about 6. But the second half, we never like the second half. Because we sit back and make Trinidad come at us. I so come and score, regardless of that we win. But as me I said, local players, if you stop behaving we like them, like say them a prima donna. If you don't want to play for your national team, nobody call you. You stick to your club team. Simple.
Coach, with due respect.
Simple as that.
With due respect. A
Simple
man
as
just
that.
can't, no, coach, you can't have a man just come and besmirch the player them character down. Because nothing like that now go on, boy. No man now go on like the prima donna. Brother, no man now go on like the prima donna. See, Kyle there. Kyle. How much picture Michael Antonio stand up and take? For about half an hour. He take picture with everybody and sign every other autograph. And you come talk about the player them a prima donna. Dog, no, brother.
And you see who Travis talk about.
Which player them say? Which player them say? Which player them say, Cataract? Did I call Michael Antonio name?
Brother, me I said none of the player them now move like them a prima donna. None of them.
No, hold on. That's a for you. That's a for you. That is your opinion.
I mean after me.
That is your opinion. That is your opinion. That is your opinion. Yeah, but
me now watch it. Me now watch it from afar, man. Me now watch it from afar. Me I watch it from right up close and personal.
Me can't tell you what to say.
Me I count down and
Me can't tell you what to say.
10, 9.
Yeah, man. Me can't tell you what to say.
7.
Coach,
6.
have a good night, yeah, man.
5.
Hey, you made somebody call us.
4.
Mash up the conversation.
3. 2. 1. Have a good night. Yeah, man. Y'all hang up before me hang up.
Coach.
Cranky, welcome to the show.
Kyle, go ahead, because you were there. And you and I were there from morning till night. Did you see a single player, local born or overseas born, acting like a prima donna?
Not one.
All the people them at the hotel, the man them I deal with.
Yeah,
everybody. Dog, him wrong, brother.
Yeah, Trevor's have a focal problem. He's focusing on Bailey. I don't know why. Anyway, Cranky, go on.
Hey, you see, hold on. Before Cranky talk, you see this anthem thing on I talk about who now singer. When me da stadium and the anthem I sing, I don't sing it. So una go say me on a Jamaican or me don't know the anthem. Una fi stop it, man. Anyways, go ahead, Cranky.
Good night, coach. How you doing?
Why you see Jabba me have to moderate that show, yeah.
But you know, if Cataract is there, it's gonna be controversy and problem. Man cannot be controlled. It's like somebody else we know who just is bombastic, loud, have their own agenda, don't listen. Haven't learned that when you listen, you learn. It's just it is what it is.
And that will be Stan Cranky.
And always talking too. Even when you said Stan Cranky talk, he's talking.
This has been one of his better nights, believe me.
The ability to listen is an awesome responsibility.
Yeah, man, I learn a lot when I listen, man.
It's an awesome responsibility, which you have not assumed ever.
Hey, you know what we have to go do too? You see, Travis, we have to go try mutate listening and just sprinkle it in the comment section so him can get a few win that mutation of listening skill so he can have a better understanding. You understand?
That will never happen. That will never happen.
Travis is a different breed, you know?
That's
Travis.
Like telling Cataract, you know, talk with you.
Cranky, go ahead, Cranky.
Hey, coach, if we were monolithic, it would be boring.
Eh?
Right.
If we're monolithic, it'd be boring. If we all thought the
Yeah,
same way, act the same way, operate the same way, we'd all be robots, right? So we have to be different. We have people who are outliers. We're gonna think differently, act differently, be different. So it's fine. It's a melting pot. We just gotta work in that melting pot. So, but no, in terms of the game, we had a great outcome. I mean, the only thing I saw with the game was we should have put away more chances because
Yeah.
goal difference and goal average may become an issue later on in the competition. At least in the next game on Sunday, my hope was that we'd have scored 7, 8 goals, so we would have the goal difference in excess of the U.S. and maintain that in the next game. Because what you don't want to do is play Canada or Mexico or be in their bracket. You want supposedly the easier route to get there. So hopefully Trinidad will do a better job against the U.S. and we will take our chance against St. Kitts. But I am pleased with the progress of the team so far. I thought in the first game we struggled with the U.S. I thought the coach was poor in his game management. I thought the players could have played better, but that's past. We now have to look forward. My hope is that we have played 2 games. Players are getting their feet back under them, especially the ones who were on vacation. My understanding is that the camaraderie in the camp is great. Players respect each other. They're working together. It's for the same cause. It's for one cause. And what they now require is for the fans to be behind them holistically and totally, and for all to be on the same page, which is we're trying to get positive outcomes. We're trying to win the competition. And if we're all aligned in that objective, then the hope is that we'll achieve our goal. So, Cataract, I know you're dying to talk. You can have the floor because I'm not going to dominate the floor tonight. Unless your mouth is full. That's the only time you stop talking, your mouth is full. So your mouth must be full.
No, man, I only more full in my talk.
So let me say this. If I were Stan Kroenke, I would tread lightly. Because, coach, you would recall leading up to this Trinidad game,
Yeah.
he schooled me about how hype I was
Mm-hmm.
and reminded me that the last time I spoke, Trinidad draw and beat Jamaica, and do I remember Panama's 3-0?
Beat him, Cataract.
Come on. So now let me say, me not only hype now, brother. After that performance, coach, me hype and bossy. Yeah, man, me a brag on some people. So what happened with Stan? In trying to be a balanced commentator, lost sight of the fact that here's a couple of things. There was only one team on the park in both matches. Both USA and Jamaica dominated lower ranked opposition. The difference is that we were not as clinical and ruthless as the United States in front of goal. But in terms of the control of the game and the fact that you're not allowing the opposition to have a sniff at goal, Trinidad got one clear-cut opening. It was a mistake, I'm understanding now, by Deshaun Bernard. It happened at the other end from where I was sitting, right? Or standing. But that's the only opening they had in the game. And they converted it, but at no time did it look like if they were going to get a second or if they're going to move out of first gear. So this team, Stan Kroenke, I'm going to hype on them. I hope Panama is waiting because everybody go and get them just reward. Everybody that rode up in this team go and get them just reward as long as the team remains healthy. And what I want you to remember with all those goals leaking, coach, remember said the man named Rupert don't fly in yet. So we played the Trinidad game, and I'm going to give you back the floor. We played the Trinidad game, coach, without our outstanding central defender and without Amari Bell at left back. And there now, coach, is a gap when Taxi takes the left back role from Amari. I don't know if that's noticeable, but I'll let Mr. Kroenke come in.
So, coach, there's been 4 levels so far in our zone, and we're on the second level, and US are on the first level. So I'm gonna hit below the belt and drop the mic. When you're balanced, your response to wins or losses is not as extreme. So you won't cry when you lose. You may sniffle, but you won't cry. Okay? And when you win, you would accept it and digest it well. You won't get overly exalted. You won't be too laudatory. You won't be in a state of ecstasy because you're managing your approach, which is something my friend Cataract has to learn so he won't be too high with his wins and too low with his losses. Don't be extreme in life. Moderation is always a good position to be in, Cataract. Secondly, I am not sure Rupert is coming. And frankly, given what I've heard, I'd be disappointed if he did, actually. And not given facts and circumstances, I don't think he should. Even though we all want him to, and want to play, and he's going to be a difference maker, I don't think he should come. He can come in the next window for the Nations League when things at home settle down. But I'm not sure this is the right time to make that approach, actually, if I understand what's transpiring where he is. And secondly, I do think, given how Bernard played the last game, even though it was lesser competition, that he can be a competent replacement. He just has to manage his aggression. Because when you have two persons with the same personality, same way of playing, it can be detrimental to your health, given the referees are not necessarily consistent in their approach about giving yellow cards and giving red cards. So, we just have to be very careful in terms of if they're both playing at the same time and they're both aggressive, that they manage how they play.
So, coach, let me respond.
So Cataract.
And when they go low,
Cataract,
we go high.
Why when you respond, you know, say, so cranky. Why you have to say so cool?
Because as I know, in a parliamentary situation, you address the host.
Man, I'm afraid of cranky, you know.
You address the host. So
Hey,
let
coach,
me say this.
Coach, I'm a
this.
counter puncher, coach.
Cranky,
I'm
you
a
know,
counter puncher.
I'm fear, cranky.
Yeah.
So you want to know, say referee there, you know.
Look here. You see the brother with team lose the Premier League for the last game. You can't tell me nothing about the high and the low.
Hey, coach.
Coach. Hold on. I had my mic muted. You practice the same.
Hey, coach, we walk past championship team, coach. We don't know what it means. Feel like we don't. I can't believe you went. You went on the championship. You got relegated.
Yeah.
You don't talk about what my team did or didn't do.
And you choked.
No,
and you choked.
Who is worse? Who is worse?
Coach, look here. if you started the season with the players that the leagues let go, it's a struggle.
You have the upper hand. And I'm if you got my money now. You always talk about girl. You always talk about girl. No, you look around and you see one nice girl and get distracted. And the man just get a pocket on your chin and knock you out. Cool. And that's something a while ago, you know.
I'm still here, coach.
It's normal.
Coach, the master. You know what? I don't know somebody who like to talk like Cranky. He does not know the mute button. He's not familiar with the mute button. So, coach, let me tell you this though. And he made a serious point, which I would certainly love us to discuss the issue of Rupert, right? But let me say this before. The life of a fan, and I support Leeds United. I know the ups and I know the downs. I love my Reggae Boyz squad in the same way that I love Leeds. And when they don't succeed, it hurts me to the core. And when they win, it brings me joy. Now, unbridled joy, which has been commented on around the world in ultras forums all over, with myself and the 5 ultras that were at pitch side, Gary and the man them, and you saw what it means when the ball go in the back of the net. No, have no fear, Stan. I am riding with this Reggae Boyz team. If you want to be a fair weather supporter, fine. However, I'm still going to say to Jamaica, I think a caller called earlier. This has been what we have been asking for, including yourself. So I don't know how come now you switch off. We have been asking for the best available 23 players to make up the squad and the best 11 players to take the field. And this is where we have reached today. I believe you can have some question marks around the fringe, but I believe the coach has picked the best 23 to represent Jamaica, and the best 11 have started. So your inability to get aroused when you see a thing of beauty, you got to talk to your doctor. Coach, Jamaica played the beautiful game on Wednesday in St. Louis. That's what we played. There was hardly a long ball from Damian.
Hold on. Me hear say there's a baptism that is supposed to be done.
A baptism?
Mm-hmm. Because you had said if Demarai turned up. I don't know if it's true. I'm just checking. If he turned up, then you will be baptized. So, anything about that?
Yes, coach.
Okay.
My God, that don't sound too confident.
So
the mic drop.
The mic drop. Once we return to Jamaica with the Gold Cup,
baptized. Hey,
I will proceed to Man's Church. Right?
Yeah, man.
Fulfill my half of the bargain. But in the meantime, I am going to be the loud, obnoxious general of the Reggae Boyz Ultras. Kyle, everybody can tell you.
So you know a rum thing I've done now.
Pardon me?
You have got to know what the rum thing, you know.
Coach, Kyle, them tell me say have rum and a rum come from way. And when the man open the bag of rum, I have some vodka.
Hey. This man is going to be the fastest backslider. I tell you, I'm going to walk in and walk out back to the rum bar. It's ridiculous.
Well, we have a call online. Caller, welcome to the show.
Forward call.
Yeah, coach.
Yeah, man.
What may I say, right? You see the caller one was calling and talk about Leon Bailey, like them are going like a theme side. This wearing him show some of that like a theme side, right? You see in America game, him hold on to the ball too much, right? And from JT talk to him about it, him start from play the game better. So sometimes when they do something on the field, they must hear the truth say that them a do and understand say that them a do. You get me? As JT talk to the goalie and the goalie stop and play the ball like from ball. They already keep back and be a hypocrite and not tell them straight say, hey, pass the ball or you must do these simple things, then they're still gonna have their own way. You get me? So that's all my 2 cents that I got to say, you get me? Always say now you don't know all money again.
No man, we don't want
but coach, me not get him none tall. So you say
hold on,
hold on. You are saying that Coach Halgrims's instructions to Leon Bailey, which I started the program by saying Coach Hagrimson has been constantly speaking to Leon Bailey in the second game, has nothing to do with his change of approach. That it's Jay Taylor who should now be the pro licensed coach of the Reggae Boyz. And that the goalkeeping coach, who we see at training and who coach you have seen clips of him, I understand. You say that?
And I appear ball on the ground.
Forcing the players to pass the ball out on the ground or throw the ball out. That them man not do nothing. I want little profit. No man. No, better if you say that you make the coaching and the coaching staff them look like some umpy scoopy thing and a party shop.
Cataract, me ask you something, right? You never play a ball game, and I'm going to shift out a ball game. How you feel? On the field? You never play a ball before and see I'm going to shift out the game and not passing the ball game.
Wrong person is asking. Wrong person. You're
Brother,
a
I am
footballer.
6'1" I am 6'1" 300 pounds tall. Where you ask about kickball? Me kick man down. Me not kick ball. I enforce and I stance. Me not play ball. But what I'm saying to you, Carla, is listen. You believe that when we were in a quiet space, when we saw Bailey and saw we don't tell them our true opinion. But for me, you can't come on a program on a press conference, ESPN, the whole world is there, and tell the coach that him confused. And him look like him confused with him substitution. Where did I go?
Yeah,
So can I jump in for a second?
Forward, Frankie.
So caller, I think we're assuming that the change in approach has nothing to do with the coach, the player, or the opposition, and that those decisions are made independently. I think everyone's assuming, and JT's taking credit for this, that JT's question is what triggered the change in approach. Frankly, when we play the US, they press higher. They don't give you the chance to play it from the back. That's why you go long. The better the opponent, the less your ability to play comfortable as you want to play. They disrupt your game. If you said this, it was a Mexico game or a Canada game subsequent and this occurred, then one may make that assumption. But I would make that assumption because of the Trinidad game. Yeah.
The game that more talking, I think it was the game between what is game where we get what 1-0?
We played Jordan, right? Was it Jordan?
You what me I say?
Yeah.
You what me I say? Let me chime in a little bit. I don't see where Bailey played any different.
Yes or no? Me see him play a lot different. Like,
well, no, caller. You call and give your opinion. Me can't give my opinion.
Yeah, give your opinion, coach.
Come, you notice me not say nothing about your opinion. Me make you talk and me listening, you know. Me not say nothing bad about what you say, you know. I don't see Bailey playing any difference. When he go up on the wing, he shift, in turn, but he no lose the ball. He pass it. I see him when I say Bailey play. Bailey game never change. It's just that he never lose the ball and he pass the ball and he pass them connect. Also, Bailey still wasn't clinical because he could have scored more than one goal. That is what I saw in the game.
In this game, coach, me see where him play a lot better, like play team game in this last game than every other game. You get me? And if he continue to play team game, he's gonna be better and better. You know, same time pick somebody, you know, but play a team game, right? Look at Messi. Before Messi started to bring the ball, Messi make one touch, like 2 touch, like pass ball to somebody, picks up back and catch the rhythm, right? Liam Bailey tried to do it by himself. Messi calling somebody in the play, one touch, I'm picked up back. I tell him step on the run or he stop and go through everybody, right? You can't do it by yourself. Football is like a one-man sport, right?
But Carla, no one is disagreeing with you now. No one's disagreeing with your premise that it's a team sport and the players need to play as a team and pass the ball when their teammate is open. No one is disputing that. But for us all to make the assumption that questions in a press conference change approaches, that's a pretty stretch. And for once, I agree with Catara. And I said this to JT a number of times, but he's not listening. Well, I think he says he's listening, but I don't think he's listening, which is there are certain protocols in certain forums that has to be adhered to. Doesn't mean you can't ask certain tough questions, but it's not necessarily the substance of what you're saying, it's how you say it. And you're looking bad, but because you have people egging you on and tell you how great you are, because you ask a question that needs to be tough, without considering all the parties involved, the implications of the question, how the question was positioned, you may look good to one section of persons, but look awful to another section of persons. And people don't seem to get that. They believe that, you ask a tough question and it resonates and that's what should be asked, but you haven't realized that you probably made some enemies, you probably create some tension, and you could have asked the same question in a different way and get the outcome you're looking for. So sometimes we like to talk about beat, when the same people who want to beat are the ones who are sensitive to being beaten. You should be manage how you operate. You should be thinking about, am I going to get out what I'm putting into this? You should be thinking about, how does it resonate with my audience? But how would I like to be in that same position? How would it resonate with me? And how would I respond? So I understand the view that traditional media doesn't ask some of the tough questions we want asked. But you also have to think about, how do I position the question to not look really awful and terrible and controversial, and at the same time trying to get the outcome I'm looking for, which is ask the tough questions and make sure they can be responded. I agree with JT about the game being poorly managed, but I would position the question differently. I wouldn't say, you know what you do. I would have said, for example, you were leading 1-0, you're in the 80+ minute, and you made an offensive change when you tried to defend a 1-love lead. Why was that? It's a different way of saying in the way I do.
Oh God, did
I,
he say that, Frankie?
But he never said that,
agree.
Frankie. That
How you
was
mean he never
I
said
said
that?
that's what I would have said. That's
but
what he said in essence. In
Oh,
essence, that's what he said. In substance, what he said.
You're paraphrasing then. Okay.
He said it's changed all over the place. If I see a change all over the place, coach, I'm saying I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's paraphrasing, yes.
Let me show you what experience I'm 10 James I go back to schoolboy football, right? 10 James I was of a footballer. What his name again? I can't remember my name. He used to play with Jamaica same way. Right? But I him just off and play with St. James I. He was the best player on the field. And he do something foolish and get a red card. And one day I see him and me pull him up and say to him that, hey, you're the best player on the field and you do that and take a red card and so forth. And you know that one thing that I said to that person, every way that person see me, him give my respect everywhere. Give him a big man and I stop and play ball. You get me? So you have to encourage the player when they see them do the wrong. You have to tell them as it is. Because if you don't tell them as it is, they're not going to learn from the mistake.
So,
you get me? So what JT did, they have no problem with it.
So Ketera, give me 1 second, Ketera. You have no problem with it?
Go ahead, Kurt.
So, sometimes people don't listen. They are so bent in their way of thinking, they don't listen. There is no room for compromise. There's another person I know who's prominent in Jamaica who say the same way. Love beat them chest, it's fit them weird at the highway. They don't listen, they don't assess, they don't think, they don't say, you know what? Let me listen to the person. Let me listen to the person. I'm married to what I'm saying and see how they marry. They don't think that way. It's always going to be their way. If it resonates with them, which is what they're used to, then that's how it's supposed to work. And that's not life. I'm sorry, but that's not life. Life's a little bit different. We all have our perspective, we have our opinion, we have our view, and because it's your way doesn't mean it has to be the right way. Go ahead, Katara.
Yeah.
You were speaking in the most eloquent way, so I'm going to just be my usual ultra self and say this. No guy in a basement, in a one baseball cap, can't influence my team and my players.
Oh,
The
Cataract,
coach do that.
hold on.
Don't draw me out, man. The coach is not some little baby coach.
Anyways, you know, me I gonna end the show though, because this I go on a different trajectory now. You see me I say? And my intention is never to come on my show. Listen me now, hey, listen me now, man. Hey, Carla, me I go hang up, see? Because look like you don't want me give coach this badness. See me I say? Me no deal in a certain things. Come to talk football, we come to talk football. Me no want a man come and call no man name, and then you go have man a cut out things, a carry give man, and here say me a facilitate certain things for my show. You see me I say? Me no want, if we are gonna go down there so, it are gonna done here so.
I withdraw it, coach. I'm just very incensed.
Me no want to get emotional, brethren.
No, but
you say we are fight against people and this and that. If you have, you go make on own social media and do on one do on social media. No bring it on here, so.
No, we withdraw it, coach. But coach, if look at the flip side of it, right? If you take that argument to its logical conclusion, it means that the coach that we have and the coaching staff don't have no sense or no impact whatsoever at all, that somebody remotely somewhere can program the team to do what it needs to do effectively. I take that as a big slight on my team and my coaching staff. The coach, the players are under I don't want to say the pressure, but they understand the moment that this is the moment when we can win the World Cup. Everybody is pulling one way. And I'm incensed that somebody would try to be pulling the cart in a different direction.
Cranky, any final words you want to say?
Yeah, coach. Look, it's a little bit frustrating to hear some of the commentary and perspective. Look, JT questions weren't bad questions. I've said 100 times. JD could have been a better job of positioning the question to be better received, right? It doesn't look. People don't understand this, which is when you get information from a ton of different sources, it behooves one to take that information and pick sense out of nonsense. So if you think you're a person who's beyond receiving information from any source, that's not a good thing, because there's people with information that you can leverage that can be very useful to you, even they not be part of a certain regime, or they're not part of a certain group that you normally get information from. You should always try. That's why the internet is a great tool, because a collection of intellectual capital from all different sources that people pull into, and you pull out what you want to pull out that benefit your interest. So we all should listen. We all should take the information and absorb it. But you can't just have your own parochial view of life, because life doesn't work like that. You can't just be parochial in your view and your perspective and not thinking about, you know what? I have to listen, I have to think, I have to assess, and then I have to be informed and make decisions. And it's very frustrating to me to hear people talk sometimes. Because a lot of time when I hear in these forums is beat. I'm not sure what beating gets you. And you're trying to beat somebody, you don't like to be beaten yourself. You're the same one being defensive, but you like to beat. It don't make no sense to me. So I'm going to say, coach.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah, I've been listening. I've been quiet, but it's proof to me of one thing, that press conference did have an impact. How much I don't know, because here we are talking about it. But I'd just like to bring a point up to Cranky. Cranky, you remember back in the 90s, New York Knicks, John Starks shooting bricks in the NBA final. And when they asked him, why didn't you just pass the ball? There was somebody else open. He couldn't give a good answer. And they asked Pat Riley the same thing. Why didn't you pull him or sub him or talk to him? So questions like that are asked. Like you said, maybe how we asked it, he could have asked it better. But those are relevant questions in my opinion. From here, onward, I believe that we just get stronger and stronger. We'll play ourselves into form. The question I wanted to ask everybody is what they think of this new formation, 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2, because it's something new that that we're basically practicing under this coach. And like I said, I really believe that the coach should have protected Bailey and tell him, no, not this press conference, maybe another one. That's what I believe.
All right, big up yourself, people. People, big up yourself. Tapper, big up yourself for that super chat. All the persons in the comment section, big up on yourself. Thank you very much for tuning in. Kyle, Cataract, I'll surely be at that baptism. Kirky, big up yourself. Man. Big up everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in. Stay safe,
Sunday's
people.
the next meeting, coach. Sunday's the next meeting.
Yeah, man. Until next time, tomorrow, we'll be back to do the preview. Stay safe. Big up on yourself.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.